All right, guys, beginner-friendly Facebook ads, gyms, hot seat. Here we go. So we're going to dive into some Facebook ads today, guys, and show you how to build the structure, the setup, go over the media, the proven media and copy that's going to work to get the best possible cost per lead, which is ultimately going to yield the highest results in regards to a better cost per acquisition with using Facebook ads to get new customers for your gym. So we're going to dive right into this video here today. This is meant to be a very beginner friendly, quick and dirty hot seat, going over some results, what we do. My name is Will Hurst. My company is Big Little Gyms, biglittlegyms.com. We work with over 600 active recurring gym owners. I'm a gym owner myself. I've owned 2 gyms over a decade. Been doing this with gyms for the last 4.5 years. We build proven growth systems and strategy, as well as content and an amazing community for gym owners to grow and run a better business. In this video here, I'm going to show you how we run ads and get cost per leads down to around $5, generate a lot of leads, and also turn a lot of those leads into bookings and new customers. So we're going to dive right into it here. So in building Facebook ads, this is the Facebook ads platform. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a Facebook ads manager account, of course, and you will need to sign into that. We're not going to go into how to set that up in today's video. There's plenty of videos out there in YouTube land, in the video world, that you can watch about how to set up a Facebook ads manager account, but you are going to need to get to your Facebook ads manager to start to follow along with this video today, because I'm going to go through it step by step, show you how we build ads, the structure we build ads. This is going to be better training, and the ads I'm going to show you here in this video today are going to be better than what you would spend thousands of dollars a month to an agency to run ads. In fact, a lot of agencies probably watch our videos to run ads, and I'm going to just show you how to do it yourself, okay? And if this is something you do want help with and you're a gym owner, you can go to biglittlegyms.com, and we can. This is something we can either do for you. We are not an ads agency, just right up front. We are not a company that runs ads. We actually have an entire system we set up for gyms, but we can run ads for you as an additional service that we do offer, but we are not primarily an ads agency. To work with us and do ads, you do need to work and use with our whole system here at Big Little Gyms. So I'm going to walk through this and show you this here. So first thing, guys, in your Facebook ads, basically, there's a few things you're going to need to understand, components about Facebook ads to get them to work. Number 1 is your setup. Number 2 is your media. And number 3 is your copy. Okay, so setup is like when you build the ads in Facebook, you have to build them a specific way. If you just follow Facebook's recommendations, you are not going to get ads that work. We have had hundreds of gym owners come to us and say, I've ran Facebook ads and they don't work. And it's because like they're either just following along with Facebook's recommendations, or they're watching what someone who hasn't actually run millions of dollars in ads like we have. They're following some video on Facebook that's very like generic, right? So you have to set it up a specific way in order to get them to work. Number 2 is your media. So your media is like what you put in the ad. So it could be a video, it could be an image, it can be one of those things. And like what you put there will probably determine the effectiveness of the ad more than second to the setup. That will be the second most important thing. Number 3 is your copy. So that's what you say in the ad. That's obviously very, very important. But people, when they're scrolling through Facebook at high speed, generally don't see the copy. They see the media, right? So the media is going to definitely affect the ad's performance more so than the copy. That being said, once they click stop and see your media and they read your copy, the copy has to hook them so they can click that see more button and read the rest of the copy and take the action that you want them to take in the ad, which is ultimately going to be to fill out the form and become a lead. So that's our goal here, is ultimately set it up the right way with the proper structure, objective, ad set settings, budget, targeting, and media and copy that's going to result in generating a lead. So we're going to go into that today. We're going to set this up with you step by step. And we're going to give you some examples of media and copy, because I actually have a very, very popular video I did not that long ago that goes into much deeper dive that we're going to go into today that you can watch. But the one thing we didn't get into in that video was the media and copy. So in this video here today, if you watch that previous one, we're going to go deeper into the media and copy, because I've had a lot of people run the ads from that video and have success, but then stumble when it comes to creating good media and copy that works in their ads. So we're going to go over that as well. And I'm going to give you some example that you can use as inspiration. And what I recommend you do is test this stuff and find what works for you, okay? So we're going to dive right in. Let's go to the Facebook Ads Manager here, and let's build some stuff. So when we get here, what I'm going to first show you, this is a Facebook Ads account, just so you know that we know what we're doing and that we've produced these results over and over again. This is a Facebook Ads account that we've been running ads for a gym for the last couple years. This gym owner she worked with us. She went and worked with another company, got terrible results. A very reputable company, by the way, and ended up coming right back to us. And during that time, she was actually getting lead cost about 2 or 3 times the cost of what we were getting her. So she just works with us now because, we know what we're doing. We're really on the ground floor. Whereas a lot of companies, a lot of agencies that run ads are really running very generic stuff that they were taught somewhere by some other guy who probably wasn't that good either. So you guys are really in for a treat today by learning from someone that's done it on the ground floor and has run a lot of money in ads, enough to know what works and what doesn't work. So first thing I want to do is we're going to set up a new ad campaign. And you can see here that we're running an ad campaign right now for this gym. She's got $8.19 leads. She's got 89 leads. And this is over let's see, when did she launch this campaign here? Let me change this again. There we go. Okay. There's that. If we go back and see when she launched this campaign, usually it shows us here. 7/13. That is right now. It is 7/31. So this is about 17 days. She's generated 85 leads, and I want to say 89 leads. 89 leads there, and over 73,000 impressions. CPM down under $10. So you really want to understand these numbers here. CPM is what you're paying for 1,000 people to see your ad, and you can see we routinely have her cost per CPM here, cost per 1,000 under $10, which is fantastic. If you can get under $10, you are really crushing it. Under 15 is probably average. 20 or more is running a little bit high. And that does depend on your market. There are some markets where under 20 is considered very, very good. We're getting cost per click here down around $1. I would say that's kind of the goal, is get it down around $1 or under $1. The lower the better, of course, per click. And what these numbers will tell you is what, this is how much it's costing for people to see. And the cheaper the cost is, the more people will see it for the money, right? Right here, your cost per click. That's how much it's costing for someone to click on your ad, obviously. The reason you want to know that information is because if you're over $1 or over $1.50, I would say, per click, that means people don't like what they see. That means the ad needs to change. Either the media is not very good or the copy is not that good and they're just not interested in the offer. Okay, that's an important thing to understand. Another thing about CPM here is if it's low, understand that the lower that is, that means the more Facebook likes the ad. That means the more compliant it is with Facebook's hidden rules, and the more that the audience locally likes it, so Facebook is going to show it more, right? And so you get a better cost on everything. And the cost per result is your most important factor, right? At the end of the day, these things can be high, cost per click and CPM can be high, but if you're getting a great cost per lead, that's the most important thing that you can have, is a low cost per lead. And for this gym, she's under $8, which is fantastic at this day and age for cost per lead on Facebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to run through and build out a campaign and kind of run through the media and copy. So we're going to go ahead and click create. And in here, you want to pick leads. So what's working best on Facebook as of right now for us is to run what's called a lead form ad. Okay, what a lead form ad is the form is right there on Facebook for them to fill out. It makes it very easy for them to fill out. Now, running a lead form campaign is probably going to get you the most leads, but understand that the more leads you get and the easier it is for the leads to opt in, the colder the leads will be. So there's no doubt that here on Facebook, when you're running a Facebook ads campaign, that the expectation I would set is that you close between 1 out of 10 and 1 out of 7 of the leads that you get. The close rate, so for this gym right here with her most recent campaign, she's got 89 leads, right? And so if she's closing 1 out of 7 or 1 out of 8, that means she's closed probably between 10 and 13 members this month off of this campaign. And this gym owner I know is very, very good at her follow-up and sales, so I know she's probably hitting those numbers. So let's go ahead and build this. So we're going to go in here, we click leads, and we're going to name this lead form. We're going to put the date on it. And today's date is the 31st, so we're going to put 7/31/23 on it. We're going to just do, let's do a Kickstart offer. And let's do female only, okay? And then we're going to name ad set 1, and we're going to name ad 1. Okay, what you're doing is you're kind of building the skeleton of the ad structure here. So I'm a big fan of practicing solid naming conventions. Name it, name of the offer, name the date. That way when you look at this, you don't have to look too hard to find out when it was started. Ad set 1, ad 1, okay? It's going to basically build out one ad set and one ad for you. We're going to click continue. And then here, we're going to click manual. I don't like using any of these streamlined, tailored, best practices, recommended structures. And the reason why is if you follow these, honestly, you're walking into a big beta test. A lot of times with these like quick shortcut ways of setting up the ads, Facebook leaves a lot of things out that you need to set up the right way in order for these things to work. So you're going to go to manual leads campaign. You're going to click continue. Okay. I'm going to give it a second, and then it's going to open up in a new window. You're going to see the campaign level, the ad set level, and the ad level. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to build one ad, and then we're going to duplicate it. That's the best way to do this. Is you want to imagine 3 ad sets with 1 ad under each one. Now, different agency people will tell you different things, but in my experience, putting all your ads under 1 ad set makes it very difficult to control the budget. And if you do that, Facebook will also just choose how it wants to distribute the budget to the ads, and sometimes it's not always to the best one. We want to come in here at the campaign level here. If it's blue, it means it's clicked on. We want to make sure A/B test is off and campaign budget is Advantage campaign budget is off. These are, again, they'll recommend this stuff. Most of the recommended stuff I recommend you don't follow. Ad set settings. We're going to go here. We're going to click on this. And it's going to open up our ad set settings here. And we're going to come in and we're going to make sure it's on instant forms. We're going to go for maximum number of leads. We're going to pick the Facebook page, which your Facebook page does need to be connected and the terms need to be accepted. Turn dynamic creative off. Daily budget, just $10. That's all we want, just $10 for a local business. You could set an end date if you want. We're going to set this campaign to turn on maybe an hour from now. And then we're not going to put an end date on it. You can put an end date if you want. A little note here is these campaigns are not meant to be run in perpetuity. Don't leave your Facebook ad campaign on, for months and months and months. These campaigns are going to run really strong for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and then you're going to turn it off and give it a break. And the reason why is because your audience that's seeing these ads is going to get banner blindness, and they're going to stop working. So the sweet spot is really about 2 to 3 weeks. Give it a break, rinse and recycle in month 2. Okay, we go down here. We're going to go to audience, and we're going to go ahead and set our location, and we're going to select location for, we'll just use my address just for this setup. We're going to go 6402 East. Actually, we're not going to use my address because I don't need anybody to come to my house. So we're gonna pick a address. We'll just pick one out of a hat. So we're going to hypothetically say this is a real business. East. Let's see. Pick a U.S. location here. Go Canyon, maybe. Let's see. I'm going to look something up and pick an address out of a hat here. We can actually just do it this way. We'll pick my former gym's location. So Spark CrossFit. It's not called that anymore, but we'll just use that address. There it is. Okay, 5444 East Washington. So we'll just use their address in this example. East Washington Street. As you start typing it in, it should drop down here in a second and give us some pre-filled stuff. There we go. So right there, Phoenix, Arizona, just like that. And there's your address. And it's going to by default put a 10-mile radius on this. Now, you're generally going to probably want to shrink this down to about a 7-mile radius, but this really does depend on your location. If you're in like an urban location, or if you're in a suburban location, if you're in more rural. If you're more rural, you're probably going to go bigger because people come from further away to drive to the city center. Depending on where your gym is located. If you're in a very urban location, people walk to your gym, you're going to probably want to squeeze this down to 2 or 3 miles. For most gyms in suburban, urban type of areas, you're going to go to like a 7-mile radius. Now, if you want to exclude some areas, you can click exclude and say you don't want to hit downtown Phoenix here. You can click drop pin, and I can drop a pin there, and I can put a radius around that pin of, say, 4 miles. And now it'll make sure my ads don't show in this area. If, say, maybe demographically that area, we can't serve because maybe they don't come from that direction or they don't make the money or whatever the case may be, right? So there's that. That's how you're going to do that, doing that. And then going down, age here, we're going to set the age as, typical, I would say, young professional or older age, because that's the, membership we're selling at this gym is a higher ticket membership. So we want people that have jobs and aren't pinching pennies and are in their working years. So we're going to go there. 27 to 50, say, for example. Genders, we're going to go female only for this campaign. We're going to turn this advantage detail targeting off. Very important. Facebook will give you all these reasons and say it's likely to improve performance. They're very good at sticking these words likely in there because in my experience of anything that they say is likely to happen on Facebook means they're just testing some stuff and they want you to click it so they can see it, so they can get data on your campaign. In my experience, these campaigns usually run worse when you use their recommended advantage detailed targeting stuff. So so just turn that off. That's a big tip there. Now go down and you're going to go to, you're not going to use their advantage plus the placements. Again, recommended placements. What they're going to do, in my experience, is they're going to shove your ads to the places where everybody else, they're going to shove you to the places where it costs them less and there's less competition, right? And what I mean by that is like the ad placements that don't actually work. Because on Facebook, the only thing people really pay attention to is the main news feed. But that's also the most highly valued place. Facebook would love it if you gave them permission to stick your stuff in the sidebar, even though no one's going to find it there, and then charge you for that. So what I like to do to make sure that doesn't happen is go to manual placements. And down here, I unclick all of these. And I scroll down. You can see I've only clicked Facebook. And we're going to turn off everything else but the Facebook feed. And we're going to turn off the stories. And we're going to turn off all of these. Unless the ad is a reel, do not run reels. And also do not mix Instagram and Facebook. If you want to do this separately with a Facebook ad, then you're going to do a separate ad set that's just selecting the Instagram feed. And for the most part, the only thing people pay attention to on any of these social media platforms is the main feed. No one goes, only a small percentage of people go into the marketplace, only a small percentage of people go into Explore. But if you give Facebook permission for your stuff to be shown there, they will absolutely show your stuff the majority there and not give you as much placement on the feed, which is going to ultimately result in a lower performing campaign. So just go Facebook feed only, in my opinion. If it's a reel, if the ad itself is a reel, then you can just do only reels, but don't mix. Go down here, click more options. I like to make sure mobile is selected down here, all mobile devices, and then leave all this alone. We're going to go ahead and click next. Now, something to note here is it's going to say something like your ad set may get 0 leads, expand your audience, reach. This is pretty typical. You're going to see somewhere between 100 and 1,000 per ad set at $10. And it'll say 0 leads. It's been that way for years, yet we see leads generated all the time. So this gives you a good idea of how Facebook is geared towards small business, is that they really can't do a good job estimating well for smaller budgets because their platform is really built for bigger businesses, and they don't do a good job of building their data out for smaller businesses because it's a small percentage of their revenue, right? So just if you follow the steps and run it, just know that may not be accurate. And then click next. And we're here at the ad set level here now. Okay, so once we get here, we're going to go ahead and build out our ad here. And what we're going to do is, first thing, we're going to want to make sure that the ad setup is on Create Ad. And you're going to select single image or video. We're going to turn off multi-advertiser ads. We're going to turn that off. Because again, that's another placement that they try to stick you in. Because in Facebook, you're pretty much what you're paying for is placements. So you always want to be in the best placement and not take these recommendations here. Again, there's that word may increase, but not guaranteed to. So just remember that. Down here, we're going to exit out of this. They're going to give you all these reasons to click their recommended stuff. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go with your media. Now, this is where we can talk about media a little bit. So I'm going to show you some examples of media that have worked really, really well that you're going to want to use in your gym. Okay, so first, I always like to have it on original. I like to click next here. We're actually going to replace this media. So we're going to click edit, and we're going to put edit media, and we're going to go to add media here, and we're going to pick some imagery. Now, what we have found works very, very well is media. This is a good example right here. Is at least with our gyms, something where there's a group of people. We found that like colors across the people in the photo works really, really well, and people doing similar things in the photo. It's very, very interesting. We've tested thousands of pieces of media, and we've had imagery. Let's see if this gym has any. Where it's like this stuff right here, where it looks really cool. It's got editing to it, really pretty girl, with a barbell, and she looks like she's enjoying the workout. We've done, seen stuff like, let's see if we go back in here to find more like typical kind of stuff, mistakes we see people make. And some of these used to work well, which is why they're in here. Like this used to work really, really well. But like these kind of images with or like this, where it's a single person right here. Or like these, this image here with like the fruit and all this stuff. These used to work really well. These are from years ago. And we're finding that doesn't work really, really well, and you'll end up with much higher cost per lead. We're finding that like the stuff that works best is stuff that looks like teamwork and is more team oriented, right? So another good example would be like this photo here. It's got these girls. This is of this gym, and she's got these girls all wearing the same, like when they start her boot camp, they all wear the same shirt. They're all following along in a warm up here. These photos tend to perform surprisingly well. And what you're going to want to do is try to create imagery like this. And this is not a professionally taken photo. This is taken from an iPhone in the corner of our gym. And it's just a good broad view over space, people doing similar like-minded thing. For some reason, Facebook just loves this imagery. You get a better cost per thousand showing. People click on it. And I'm not sure what it is, because again, you would think that the media of like, the girl with the barbell on her back here with the low cut shirt would get more people to stop, but it actually doesn't. And we quite often see gyms do that when they're following our ads trainings, where they run the image that they think is going to perform best. They run an image that like is appealing to them, right? And it quite often does not perform very well. And it's very interesting because we've had professionally taken photos over the years, and all flops compared to imagery like this, where it's more like community based or like people having fun. Like imagery like this. We got these two girls wearing the same outfit. It just looks fun. It looks more community based. It doesn't look like hardcore fitness. It just tends to perform a lot better. And so there's definitely a trend we've noticed in all of our testing. We have run millions of dollars worth of ads. So we've tested so much stuff from, the fittest looking people and, doing impressive movements, to average Joe looking people doing movements and having a good times, to, just different angles on things and imagery in the photos. And we found nothing really performs better than just a good, simple image of like some sort of movement pattern in the imagery that's shared. And then, people wearing the same colors, you know what I mean? Like in the photo like this, just gets people to stop. And that's really all you're trying to do. And people will overthink this when they're running their ads. And I'm sticking on this for a minute because this will change the effectiveness of your ad more than anything else you can do in your ads besides the setup that I already showed you. Will be the image you put in your ads. And the reason why is because in the viewport of a screen, the image on the platform will take up most of that real estate. And they don't see much of the text or anything else. They see mainly the image. And if that doesn't get them to stop, they will just keep scrolling. And if they don't stop, they don't click. And if they don't click, they don't become a lead. So, and a lot of gym owners will overthink this and say, well, hey, like, I really want to put these images because I like these images better. And then their ads will perform like 3 or 4 times worse than if they did something more like to the principles of what I showed you here. And then when they do change it, they see a big change, right? So the media, you want it to be something very like team-based, very, community-based, and something, again, where they're all wearing the same colors. The more chaotic it looks with lots of different colors, the more it camouflages. And as they're scrolling down the feed really fast, the more it looks like camouflage, the more it blends in and they don't stop. And it just needs to be something that gets them to stop. Most people are not going to think about what they saw. All they're going to know is that they did stop, right? So that's very, very important. So we're going to select an image here that kind of meets all of our criteria here. We're going to go with, this one right here, for example. Okay, we're going to pick this one, and we're going to go with the original size of it. I don't usually like to crop them unless it's like weirdly shaped. And then we're not going to use any of their optimizations here. So make sure these are clicked off, because again, like they'll optimize it to make it seem brighter or whatever. I like the image to look as raw as possible. So we're going to go and click done there. Okay, cool. So we got our image in here, and then we're going to go down and we have to enter our primary text, our headline, and our description, as well as set up an actual lead form to collect the data. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to build the primary text, which is the body of the ad. Very, very important. This is the third most important thing. First is your setup. Number 2 is your media. And number 3 is what you put in the ad. So we're going to go back to our doc here. And I made a little version of our ad copy here for you to be inspired by. Now, I highly recommend you come up with your own version of this, right? Because what you don't want to do is just copy someone else's stuff you found off the internet. Biggest mistake I ever made was just copying someone else's stuff off the internet. I thought by copy and pasting someone's stuff, I was going to copy and paste the results, and I found that often was not the case. It makes, what you probably want to do is, the strategy generally is when you build your ads, you want to and I'll show you how to do this. You want to create 3 versions of it and test to find which one works best for you, okay? Because not all of it's going to work the same for everybody. All right, so what we're going to do is, this is a version I wrote here. The formula goes something like this. You generally want to have big, bold call to action to the people in the area you're selling to, the city and who they are. In this case, we're running ads specifically towards females. In the media is females. And the more it reaches out to a specific person, the better the ad works. So if you're just trying to do an ad to everybody in the area, it's going to be less effective than an ad that goes specifically towards females, for example, right? So we call out to Longview ladies here in this situation. And then you want urgency and scarcity in the ad. The best ads are ads that have some sort of limited scarcity and also some urgency as well. So in this case, this gym owner, she loves to run challenges, right? And she will usually sell 15 to 20 people into her challenges, and she'll start them on a specific date. So we have that urgency and scarcity built in. We're on the hunt for 15 motivated women to be a part of our next challenge starting on August 12th. And then here, she kind of puts them at ease in case they're like, maybe not used to doing something like this. No fitness background, no worries. All you need is the passion to strive, reinvent yourself, and be a pillar of support for fellow women on the same path. So it kind of makes them feel like you're going to be part of something bigger. This worked very, very well, this type of copy, right? So we're going to take this kind of copy, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to put this here in the primary text body of the ad, okay? Now, a little hack here is you can actually bold this. If you go to, there's a tool called Yatex, yatex.com you can go to. And you can actually take the headline here, for example, and copy. And you can paste it into the top here. And it will reformat the text into different types of text that is accepted within Facebook. So right here, bold sans, we're going to copy that right there. And we're going to take and go back to the ad. And we're going to get rid of that headline. And we're going to paste the bold version in. Just like that. And you can see now it's bolded there and it stands out at the top. Now we go to the headline. And what we want to do is, you really don't want to get fancy with the headline. You just want to say what it is, to be honest with you. So we put 6-week challenge starts August 12th. And that's all you really got to put. I don't put anything in the description body. I just leave that alone. You don't need to add multiple text options or multiple headline options. In fact, you don't want to do this because if you have multiple options in here, if you do multiple versions of the text, it's going to rotate through them, but you're not going to know which one is performing the best. There's just no way to do it on Facebook unless you do different ad sets. So you only want one primary text, one headline, leave the description blank. Call to action here, you can do learn more or sign up. Learn more is a little more passive. Sign up is a little bit more direct. Learn more, when they click it, it's basically just going to open up the form. Now we're going to create a form, right? So we're going to click create form, and we're going to name the form challenge test form, just for me so I know not to use this one in the future because we're just using it for our build here. All right, and we're going to go for more volume. We're going to click intro, and we're going to use the same image from the ad. Greeting here. We're just basically going to repeat the same headline from the previous one. 6-week challenge starts August 12th. And it makes sense just to repeat the same stuff that was in the ad. And the reason why is if they clicked on the ad, then just rinse and repeat the same thing in the lead form here, right? So you put that there, and you can put an exclamation point if you want. And then in the description, you're going to want to basically use a copy of the same version of this was in the ad in the lead form itself right here. So you're going to want to put this right here, and maybe just say it a different way. So you put copy, and this is where you can use ChatGPT. So you can go to ChatGPT, and you can say right here, I'm going to go new chat, and we're going to type it, and you can put rewrite 3 different versions of this ad copy. There's version 1, version 2, version 3. Okay, and we're just going to pick one of these. Pick this first one here, copy, and we're going to go back to our ad. And we're going to paste it right there. Okay, and now you can read it and just shorten it up if you want. Join our upcoming challenge on August 12th and become one of the 15 dynamic women driving change. Whether you're a fitness enthusiast or just starting, you're welcome to open arms. Your enthusiasm and determination are the only purposes to embark on this journey. We're going to just get rid of this middle one because it's kind of long. And then over here, we can actually take a look at it. This is what it looks like when they click on the ad. Okay, so there's that. Questions. We're actually not going to add any questions. You don't want, if you're trying to get lead volume really high, you don't want to add questions. If you want to slow your lead volume, then you want to add questions. Okay, here we're going to put enter your information below and schedule, and we will follow up with you. There you go. And then you want full name. I have to put the full name at the top, and then we're going to add contact fields phone number. We want to get that phone number because that's our best way to follow up with these people is to by phone. So full name, phone number, email, and then policy. You're going to want to link out to your privacy policy. So you'll just type privacy policy here, and oh, that's the link actually. The link text goes here. And you're going to want to put your privacy policy in here. We've already built one for this gym. I don't know if this is the right link, but we're just going to put that there for now. But that's going to want to be a link to a web page with your privacy policy on it. Okay? And then down here at the bottom, this is the confirmation page for when they filled it out. So right here, headline, we're going to say next steps. And you want to stop them here. You really want to try, because Facebook's very good at like trying to get them to just close this out because they don't want them to go to other pages. And you want to put here to redeem, to claim your spot, click the button below to schedule your challenge interview at our location. There, and then right here, the call to action button could be website. We're going to view website. Link, you're just going to pop whatever link. I'm not even sure if this is right, but this will just send them to the intro page to book their intro, and then call to action text, complete next steps. We'll put click to complete next steps. Click to complete next steps. Cool. And you're going to click publish. So now we have a lead form to capture that information. Okay. Now what you're going to need next is you're going to need a system for this to go into. Gymnetics is a system that we use that here at Big Little Gyms, that if you sign up with us, the leads will go into it, automate the follow-up. Because once you have the lead, what's really, really important with the leads is that you get back to them quickly. So you're going to need an automation system to handle all these leads and for the leads to get follow-up from right away from you. To get them booked in their intro, because a lot of leads will come in and not book. So you're going to want to get them, have it send out an automated text message. We actually integrate these lead forms with Gymnetics and set all the automations up so they're automatically texting and emailing those leads and also notifying you so you can pick up the phone and call that lead right away to get them booked if they have not booked already. So let's just take a quick review of our lead here, lead form here. We are on the hunt. Something happened there for 15 motivated women. Good. Okay, cool. There we go. So we got our headline, primary text, form connected. And then here you can track website events if you want. Make sure your pixel is connected to your website there. And then you can basically click publish. Now we're going to publish this. Actually, I shouldn't have published that. You want to refrain from doing that actually because we got some more work to do here. So we're going to exit out of this. We're actually going to turn this campaign off so it doesn't start running and spending her money. So, all right, there, we're going to turn it off. And we're actually going to go back into this campaign. So we're going to click it. We're going to click edit there, and it's going to open it back up. So what you want to do is this one ad set is running as we set it for here, $10, right? You're going to want to create 3 ads minimum, right? So we're going to quickly duplicate, and we're going to call this ad set 2 and add 2. Okay. And then you're going to do a duplicate here. And you're going to name this one ad set 3 and ad 3. Cool. So you can see here our structure is we have the campaign level, we have ad set 1, ad set 2, and ad set 3, and each one contains one ad. And the reason why we do that is we don't want to create a whole bunch of variables and different versions of the ad under one ad set, because the way Facebook controls its ad budget is at the ad set level. If you set this for $10 and you put 4 ads underneath this, it's basically going to try to chop that budget up across those 4 ads. So you'll be spending so little on each ad that you won't get any activity on the ad because it's too small of a budget. With a $10 per day budget, I'm going to recommend you spend $30 a day minimum, 3 ad sets. And ultimately, if you want to spend more, you just run more ad sets and more variations to try to find what's going to work for you. So what we're going to do here is we're going to keep everything the same at the ad set levels. They're basically a carbon clone of each other at the ad set level. And what you want to do is go to the ad level here. So we're going to add set 2 or add 2 here. And you want to keep everything the same and just change one property of the ad. So in this case, you have the media and the copy. We're going to keep the copy the same, but we're going to change the media to run a separate variation. Okay, and we're going to edit media, and we're going to go back to add media. And we're going to maybe pick, let's pick this version with the girls in red. Okay, and we're going to go original. We're going to go next. And then we're going to go done. Okay, and now we're going to rename this ad set here, this ad set, red shirts. Okay, and we're going to name the ad set level as well so we know red shirts. Okay, and then let's rename the original one. This is our purple shirts one. Okay, and then purple shirts. I'm going to show you why we do this in a minute. Okay, and the third one here, we're going to do a third version. We're going to call it, we're going to select our image here. And let's go, let's see y'all. We'll pick these 3 girls in the blue shirts. Okay, so we got blue shirts, and we're going to call this one blue shirts. So everything the same in all 3 ads with only one change. And the reason why is you want to be able to see the difference that one change made with the ad. And then once you've figured out which image works best, you can then go and test different copy and keep the imagery all the same on all 3 ads. And that's how you drill down the cost. And sometimes this can take multiple campaigns to do. So we're going to do that, and then we would click publish here if we're ready to turn this on, okay? But we're not going to turn it on. We're going to leave it in draft. We're going to go back to campaigns. I wanted to show you this previous campaigns running right now. And you can see here in this campaign right now, these are the ads that are running, these ones that are not green. And you can see there's a big difference between the purple shirts, the green, the purple shirt, the red shirts one's actually performing the best right now for her. And that may not be the same red one as up here. It might be a different red one. The second best is purple, and then the green here. We got 2 different versions of the green shirts that's being tested there, $8 and $9, right? So you can see like the difference in the media, and otherwise like the copy and the settings on these ads are all exactly the same. And you can see the numbers on these are all different. You got different CPMs here. They're all pretty close, $8, $9, $10. But the cost per click is much different. You got 82 cents on this one, $1.03 on this one, $1.77 on this one. And then over here, the cost per lead, they're all good. They're all under $10, but this one here in the red is performing the best by far. Second is the purple, third is the green, and then last is the green new. So, we can see that how much difference the different media is, the effect the different media is having. And that's because, again, the media is what they see when they scroll down their Facebook ad. So if you're, and the only way we would be able to determine which one was working best is by leaving all other things the same and just only changing the media. And then once we figure out the media, again, we can go in and change the copy and try different versions of the copy on the same media. say this red one here we know is a winner, we can then go and duplicate and run 4 versions of the red with 4 different versions of copy to see if we can get the cost down further, right? So that's how you would do that. So that's it, guys. If you're ready to run your campaign, all you got to do from here is go back to your campaign and turn it on. So you'd make sure it's on right here, and then you would go into it and you would just basically, publish this. You click edit and you click the publish button down here. And when you do that, these will start running right away, and it'll start to spend the $10 per ad set per day that you have set here. And if you have it going into a system like Gymnetics, what'll happen is the leads will go in there. You'll get a notification. If you don't have anything set up to connect with your lead forms on Facebook, what'll happen is you actually have to sign in here. You have to go to campaigns, and you have to go, like, for example, say, this gym, we have it all set up, but if we didn't have it set up for them, they would actually have to go in here and go to the ad level here. And I believe, like, right here, they can click on their leads. I don't know where they actually even go because we don't use Facebook's database. You have to go in here and actually download the leads. You can't actually see the leads. Like, they go in here. So they need to go into a system like Gymnetics. Gymnetics is our system here, Big Little Gyms, that when you sign up with us here at Big Little Gyms, we actually have a complete done-for-you ads campaign ready to copy and paste that gives you the media, the copy, and everything that's working right now with a Gymnetics account, with a brand new landing page and website and funnel and everything to improve your lead generation organically and through ads, because ads are really only one way to grow your gym. Ads are they're not the best way to long-term build your business. They are a great way to generate traffic when when your gym is not known in an area. But ultimately, over time, ad campaigns will get more and more expensive, and you will start to experience some banner blindness with your ads. So ultimately, over the long term, you want to grow your gym organically. You don't want to prop your business up on ads. We've seen models in the past. In fact, Alex Hormozi's Gym Launch, their model used to be very, very popular back 5, 6, 7 years ago, and was highly effective for growing gyms back then because Facebook ads were so cheap. But their model stopped working that effectively in 2020 and beyond because Facebook ads got much, much more expensive, and a lot of the gyms that were running them were starting to experience very, very high cost per lead because it's all they were doing. And a lot of those businesses ended up going out of business because they didn't have good organic lead generation working for them. So there's other things you're going to want to do to get better organic lead generation over periods of time. But in the short term, if you haven't run Facebook ads, in most markets running them, you can have some great results in the short term. You just don't want to run them in perpetuity. You don't want to keep them running. That's another mistake. That's another mistake gyms do, is they leave their ads on too long. You want to usually run your ads for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, turn them off, and then when you go to run your next campaign, clone the entire ad campaign from the first one and start a brand new campaign for 2 to 3 weeks at a time, and rinse and repeat. And you can usually run, 5 or 6 of those campaigns per year during peak seasons and generate some very, very good ROI on the money spent. And usually what I recommend spending is minimum $30 per day, for up to 21 days. And if you want to spend more, you just run more ad sets, more variations, more versions of your ads, and you can spend $100 a day if you want to. You just want to mind how long you run the ads for. If you run them too long, they'll stop working and you'll stop getting the return. So this is something, if you're a gym owner and you want to, you want some of this done for you, you want a complete system, maybe even want us to run your ads for you, go to biglittlegyms.com. And fill out the getting started form and book a discovery call with us. When you get there, we'll walk through this and our entire system and what it is. We have all of this content done for you inside of our platform, where we give you the ads, copy, media, and a few other little secrets and tips and tricks that we don't give you in this video here that will help your ads run even better. So go to biglittlegyms.com and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.